Watch the fires burning across the river. When the enemy is in turmoil, hold your forces, observe from afar, and strike only when the time is right. Let us understand this strategy through some fascinating historical stories. The late Eastern Han was a time of chaos, as warlords clashed across the land. Cao Cao held the emperor in his grasp, commanding other lords in his name. But in the north, Yuan Shao stood as the strongest among them. In 208, Cao Cao and Yuan Shao met in the Battle of Guangdu. With only 70,000 troops, Cao Cao defeated Yuan Shao's army of 700,000. Yuan Shao gathered the remnants and retreated to Liang, still holding 4 provinces in the northern China. Yuan Shao had 3 sons. Eldest son Yuan Tan in Qingzhou, second son Yuan Zai in Youzhou, and his favorite youngest son Yuan Shang at his side. Yuan Shao never named a successor, sowing the seeds of future strife. Yuan Tan brought 50,000 from Qingzhou. Yuan Shi led 60,000 from Youzhou. Gao Gen, his nephew, came with 50,000 from Bingshu. Yuan Shao reorganized a force of 200,000 and challenged Cao Cao again. At Kangting, the 2 armies clashed. Strategist Cheng Yu proposed the tenfold ambush plan, leading Cao Cao to victory. Yuan Shao suffered greatly, coughed blood from rage, and withdrew to Jizhou to recover. Cao Cao, facing rebellion from Liu Bei in the south, also withdrew his forces. In January 203, Cao Cao marched once again toward Guangdu. By May, Yuan Shang was defeated and forced to retreat. Shocked, Yuan Shao fell ill once more and died spitting blood. Faced with a powerful enemy, the Yuan brothers still suspected each other and could not unite. Soon, Cao Cao had them surrounded in Jizhou. Guo Jia offered a strategy. Attack too fast and they'll unite. Wait, and they'll turn on each other. Let's watch from afar. When they fall apart, we strike to claim the north easily. Guo Jia, Cao Cao's chief advisor, authored the 10 victories strategy and played a key role in defeating El Bu and pacifying northern China. Cao Cao accepted the plan. He left Cao Hong to guard Guangdu and prepared to campaign south against Liu Bao. Hearing of Cao Cao's retreat, the Yuan brothers rejoiced and returned to their own territories. Just as Guo Jia had predicted, Yuan Tan, as the eldest, felt bitter for being denied succession. Meanwhile, Yuan Shang, fearing his brother's ambition, took strict precautions. Tensions rose, and civil war broke out between the two. They even led their armies personally onto the battlefield. Yuan Shang, with superior numbers, defeated Yuan Tan swiftly. Yuan Tan fled to Pingyuan, where he was besieged on 3 fronts. The city was small and supplies were running low. Pretending to surrender to Cao Cao, Yuan Tan hoped to borrow the knife to kill his brother, then betray Cao Cao. But Cao Cao saw through the ploy and laughed. If they were united, taking Hubei would be costly. But now if I crush Yuan Shang, Yuan Tan won't come to help. Then I'll take care of him easily. In February 204, Cao Cao led an army to besiege the Yuan Shang's stronghold. Yuan Shang rushed back to defend it, but was easily defeated. He fled again, seeking refuge in the small city of Zhongshang. Yuan Tan, learning of his brother's retreat, immediately marched to attack. Yuan Shang's army had lost morale and refused to fight. He fled with a few followers to Youzhou, seeking help from Yuan Shi. Yuan Tan absorbed his brother's remaining troops, amassing 100,000 soldiers at Nanpi. In August 204, Cao Cao captured the city, securing control of Jizhou. He wasted no time and pushed south toward Nanpi. Yuan Tan could not hold his ground and was repeatedly defeated. In January 205, Cao Cao breached Nanpi and executed Yuan Tan. In March 26, Cao Cao used a false surrender to take Bingzhou. The commander Àn Guān fled and was killed on the run. That same year, Cao Cao launched a three-pronged campaign into Yozhou. Yuan, Shi, and Yuan Shang abandoned the city and fled west to seek help from the Wuan. Cao Cao once again followed Guo Jia's advice and prepared to march Wuhuan. In the autumn of 207, he crushed the Wuhuan at Mountain White Wolf and killed their leader, Taiden. He then composed his famous poem, Gazing Upon the Vast Sea. Yuan Shi and Yuan Shang, now fugitives, sought refuge with Gong Sun Kong in Liaodong. Guo Jia proposed one last strategy: do not pursue. Simply send envoys to reassure Gong Sun Kong. If we press too hard, he may unite with the brothers. But if we wait, he'll fear Yuan brothers seize his land and will kill them himself. As expected, after waiting half a month, Gong Sun Kong executed the brothers and sent their heads to Cao Cao, earning a noble title. Cao Cao destroyed the Yuan clan thoroughly and became the most powerful lord in the realm. Guo Jia, the ghost genius, with his "watch the fires burning across the river" and his final posthumous plan, he helped Cao Cao unify northern China with minimal cost and time. In the workplace, marketplace, battlefield, and arena, the wisdom of the ancients still shines, timeless and enduring. In the 1960s, the once close allies China and the Soviet Union experienced a sharp deterioration in relations. From ideological rifts to border clashes, tensions escalated. Though a Cold War rival, the United States chose not to intervene, quietly observing the unfolding crisis. Washington understood that direct action could backfire. By 1965, U.S. intelligence saw the Sino-Soviet split as a strategic opportunity and began exploring engagement with China. In 1971, National Security Advisor Henry Kissinger made a secret visit to Beijing. In 1972, President Nixon became the first U.S. president to visit China, achieving a historic diplomatic breakthrough. The Soviet Union was stunned by the new U.S.-China partnership, fell into strategic anxiety and diplomatic isolation. Without firing a single shot, the U.S. disrupted the Soviet Union's plan for a two-front containment. This patient and calculated diplomatic maneuver remains a modern classic of "watch the fires burning across the river." In 1992, the British pound crisis erupted. To remain in the ERM, the UK pledged to keep the pound pegged to the Deutschmark. But with a weak economy, high unemployment, and soaring inflation, Britain couldn't sustain Germany's high interest rates. Soros saw the cracks, stayed still, and watched as the Bank of England sank deeper into trouble. On September 16th, the UK raised interest rates twice and sold billions in reserves, yet failed to stop the slide. Soros struck at the moment of weakness, shorting the pound, forcing Britain out of the ERM. As sterling plunged 15%, The Bank of England lost over £3 billion. Soros alone made more than $1 billion. This financial ambush was a real life. Watch the fires burning across the river, letting the enemy fall into chaos, then delivering a decisive blow. Delay entering the field of battle until all other parties become exhausted by fighting amongst each other. Go in at full strength and finish them off. Warfare has no constant form, just as water holds no shape. The 36 Stratagems epitomize millennia of Chinese wisdom. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.